go... How about we go further back? The channel, still Nickelodeon. The date, July 2008. The definition? Standard. Because it wouldn't be until about the turn of the decade where most channels really got their high definition feeds going.
We all know what Otis looks like today, but what did he look like back when he was a calf?
A small cow.
Find out after the break.
What's the capital of North Dakota?
Bismarck.
She's feisty.
It's fresh. It's new. It's the story you've been looking for.
The one time they made a live-action American Girl movie.
She's fearless.
You sure about this? It's now or never.
And she's facing the challenge of her life.
He took your money? Every penny we had.
This summer.
Dad, what are you doing? I need to get our money back. Come on, Ruthie, let's follow.
They really never made another American Girl movie live action again. They've all been, like, animated, 1, and 2, direct-to-DVD, and 3, pretty much always included with an American Girl doll? Well, no. No, I'm thinking of, like, that's further back. But they would launch a new doll and they would make a new they've never been in theaters again, is my point.
Abigail Breslin is Kit Kittredge, an American Girl.
Watch out! Oopsie-daisy!
Rated G, now playing in theaters.
New Transformers Animated.
Anyone remember this show? I bet you don't.
In the future, humans and robots live in peace, but the Decepticons have come to destroy it all.
Yep, because this hasn't been done on every show for the past 20 years.
Can anyone stop the sinister Starscream? Luckily, the city has new protectors. Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and the Autobots. They're teaming up to take down the Decepticons and save the city. Transformers Animated. Each shall separate the actual change time will vary.
The reason why the actual change time may vary is because it depends on how quickly you actually, flip out the pieces. That's literally their legalese for it might take you shorter or longer than we showed in the commercial to actually flip out the pieces. So, just think about that. I'm surprised I have to include that, to be honest.
Now you can see how it all started with the Optimus Prime and Megatron DVD and figure pack.
Transformers. Nope. DVDs kept coming with toys even in 2008.
That's Inspector Nelson. He sees things no one sees.
Inspector, can you see why we love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
A clue on each piece?
No, look again, Inspector. Cinnamon sugar and cool swirls on every piece. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, part of this good breakfast.
Back before Cinnamon Toast Crunch introduced the crazy squares. Also, this really feels 2000s. Like the overuse of technology just reminds me of the 2000s, and I'm just like, and now I'm getting nostalgic. Look at those unnecessary techie lines. The taste you can see. It doesn't roll off the tongue as well.
You'll ruin your breakfast. Yes, ruin it. Put that pizza down.
Why so serious, nameless commercial girl?
You can collect all 4 spring-loaded Batman stunt figurines, one in each marked box of these General Mills cereal.
Copyright 2008 Warner Brothers. I think that's the first time I've actually seen it. Warner Brothers mention a year, to be honest. Because, usually they'll just have in this case, SO8, the year hinted at in the parentheses weird setup thing that they have right there. I'm surprised I'm actually seeing a proper copyright thing. You usually just say, copyright Warner Brothers, whatever division it is. SO8 or S16 or S17 or whatever the year it was. So that's interesting. Also, have the boxes for these cereals not changed much in 10 years? This is almost a 10-year-old video. It's going to be 10 years old next month. Another really 2000s style commercial that gives me so much nostalgia. It's just how it's made, I think it is. And also perhaps the VHS style fading, but it's just that commercials and things were just made in a certain way in the 2000s I just really enjoy.
Unleash your inner rock star. Guitar Hero on tour. Rated everyone 10 and up.
You try explaining this ad. You seriously try. Also, yeah, they did make a Guitar Hero for the Nintendo DS. The OG Nintendo DS. Well, by this time they had come out with the Nintendo DS Lite, the one that I'm most familiar with. But, yeah, the really OG Nintendo DS. And they had a connector that just... And they had a game, you know, since you need the controls for Guitar Hero, they had a thing that plugged into the Game Boy slot on the DS Lite, as seen here. Go forth and what? Green radioactive flying squirrel. It says go forth and rock, but it's apparently cut off. And it's cut off by a local ad. For those of you who are not American, again, cable head ends, the things that your cable channels come out of here in the United States, can insert local ads onto cable channels as they see. Well, usually it's at the end of a break, and they kind of have to do this to make some of their money, in addition to, you know, charging you $69.95 for the privilege of seeing these ads. But, you know,
Keep the heat and paint at the pump this summer with CSS. We're bringing the best in summer sports right to your living room. CSS is your escape this summer with the hottest action and the coolest sports anywhere.
this is actually a promo for an entirely different channel. CSS, in this case, stands for Comcast Sports Southeast, an American regional sports network. For you non-Americans, a cable television channel that presents sports programs for a local geographical region. Think like localized versions of like ESPN or Sky Sports or something like that. But it was directed for the Southern United States, operated as a joint venture between Comcast and Charter Communications. It basically fought with Fox Sports South, which did the same thing in the same area, and had a heavier focus on college sports, in contrast to FS South. However, unlike CSS, Fox Sports South still exists. Comcast/Charter Sports Southeast, because they both own the channel and named it different things on their various providers, closed on June 1st, 2014, due to the launch of the SEC network as a joint venture with ESPN, which took a lot of CSS's programming, given they were so heavily focused on college sports.
CSS, every sport, every season.
Every sport, every season. For, about 6 more years.
Let's get to the truth. It's time for answers.
Back in the days when Lou Dobbs wasn't on Fox Business. That's where he is now, right? Yeah. Back in the days when Lou Dobbs was on CNN, a somewhat respectable network.
All right, let's go. This is just more idiotic economic policy and social policy.
Tough.
Is there going to be an independent outside investigation of this? Why aren't we providing a living wage?
These questions were all very important ones to ask, given that we were about 4 months out from the 2008 presidential election, the one that would give us Barack Obama for a whole 2 terms, ultimately. Obviously, we re-elected him in 2012.
Relentless.
This is anti-middle class. It's anti-U.S. citizen.
Mr. Independent.
Drives me nuts. All right, what else we got?
Get to know Lou Dobbs. Every night, 7 Eastern on CNN.
The 7 p.m. hour is now, I believe, I don't watch CNN. I believe the 7 p.m. hour is Aaron Burnett out front.
Doesn't anybody deserve a government that works?
Is Otis today, and here he is in his calf days. The farmer used to call him Lil Squirty.
Lil Squirty.
And his favorite food was chocolate-covered cud.
Chocolate-covered cud sounds wrong. I don't know about you, but chocolate-covered cud sounds really wrong to say. I just said it twice.
Now back to the show.
Thanks to the people who uploaded these on YouTube originally. I have links to the original videos in the descriptions. I picked kids channels because apparently that's the easiest thing I can grab off of YouTube. So that tells you something. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video, guys.